So it turns out there was no intel drop this week from Infinity Ward, pending no super delayed rollout or potential release as of tomorrow. So for now, we'll wait to hear what they have to describe next ahead of Call of Duty Next, but in the meantime, it may work out because we got some time to discuss some other things in regards to Modern Warfare 2. Today we're discussing the first rumor of its kind, one that is actually really interesting in regards to the longevity of Modern Warfare 2 and that year or two of content. As we go along, drop your thoughts down below. Are you looking forward to the content drop here if this does indeed become the plan going forward? Would this be ideal or maybe not so much? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below, but if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 2. We've got COD Next coming up in just a few weeks, the beta the day after that, and we're now just under 2 months away from launch, so we have a ton of stuff to discuss, and we'll keep you up to date with absolutely everything you need to know. That said, let's talk about some Modern Warfare 2 content and rumors. So a report comes from the insider, the Ghost of Hope. This comes in regards to that current rumor of Modern Warfare 2 being a 2-year game, a game that is supported for 2 years rather than just the one that we've seen with every single Call of Duty since, well, as long as you and I can remember. We're not talking about games as of the Advanced Warfare era up to now, where we got a little bit of content dropping here and there post-launch of the game following, kind of like dropping leftover stuff here, but instead, more so a dedicated roadmap and window of content dropping for a second year. That rumor stems from a report earlier in the year from Jason Schreier, industry insider and journalist for Bloomberg, who stated, for the first time in 2 decades, Call of Duty will skip a year. Activision has delayed 2023's game made by Treyarch to 2024. It's a shocking move that will have an impact on the franchise and the industry. Then following up with a few tweets saying a new premium Call of Duty game has come out every single year since 2005. Next year's offering will include a new free-to-play game, which we don't have any information as to what that was he was referring to, people thinking it was Warzone Mobile, as well as content for Warzone 2 and 2022's Modern Warfare. The decision was made completely independent of Microsoft, a story which recently broke at that point when this story broke, with Vanguard underperforming and Activision employees having concern about the games cannibalizing each other, then finally following up saying that Activision held several town halls yesterday to brief COD Studios on the news. Sounds like the plans for 2023 are still a little nebulous, but will include ongoing DLC for 2022's Modern Warfare game, among other things, and Treyarch gets another year. So for the longest time, it was then assumed that we'd be seeing more Modern Warfare 2. We just didn't have any idea in what capacity. But given the last few years, it was kind of the assumption that we'd see, instead of 6 seasons, 12 seasons of content that we get rolled out with continual support over the course of the following 24 months or so for Modern Warfare 2. That was met with some pretty overwhelming and wholesome support, if I recall correctly, letting Treyarch work on their next game and let them actually get something fully baked. Now, since that report, Activision gave non-answers, not confirming nor denying, but it was also seemingly refuted in the recent Q2 earnings call from Activision, where they stated, Activision's expanded studios also continue to make strong progress on innovative mobile experiences that will extend Warzone to the largest and fastest growing platform. Across the Call of Duty ecosystem, the teams are well positioned to support these launches with a substantial live operations, while also continuing development on new premium content planned for 2023 and beyond. So seemingly implying that 2023 will indeed not be a year off, with Charlie Intel also clarifying, stating that this is not more Modern Warfare 2 content. Now, Activision refers to their COD releases as premium, as it's a paid item, so definitely implying something more than just the seasonal content that we may have initially anticipated. But the uncertainty continued, and that brings us to today, where Hope proposed the following. He stated, interesting piece of info I heard from a trustworthy source recently. Infinity Ward are planning to release almost all, if not all, Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2 maps, together all at once sometime during the post-launch of Modern Warfare 2. Very likely this could be year 2 content. So if that happens, wow. I mean, we've been waiting for Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2 remastered, for quite some time. Obviously, we got the campaign back in 2020 with Modern Warfare 2019, right before or right around Warzone's launch as well. So, I mean, there was a lot of expectations with that project that we just never saw the multiplayer side of things. Now, that is something that, depending on whose side of the story you end up believing, Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer was apparently never built out for that from official standpoints, but a lot of people say that it was shelved indefinitely. So this would be something that kind of now allows us to fully interact with, it seems like, every single map from that multiplayer experience, which would be insane to consider. So with that is definitely interesting to hear, but it also opens up so many questions as to how this would be introduced into Modern Warfare 2 in 2023. Would it be that year 2 content? I mean, Activision did state that 2023 would see a premium release of some kind, and usually premium is something that is reserved for a new title, a new IP of some sort here, or something like that isn't just DLC. Now, it also could refer to just simply paid items, which maybe this is something that is locked behind a paywall. You have to pay for year 2 entry, and to a degree, I can understand where that would make sense from a business perspective, but it also opens up the question of why not dole this out over year 1 and 2? Why not do it bolstering out each individual season on top of new original content and not just all at once as proposed here? Or is it being done to not take away from those 6 seasons of original content planned for Modern Warfare 2, and then afterwards with year 2, maybe they throw in a lot more remasters? We don't quite know. We don't have any of the information, but the prospect of being able to play on every single original Modern Warfare 2 map is certainly interesting, and certainly something that I'd be willing to hear out and entertain that notion, assuming they don't change too much. Some of the remakes and remasters within Modern Warfare 2019 didn't quite play as well as the originals because of things like some of the mechanics, the doors and all that. And yes, I know it's Modern Warfare, it's realistic combat. You're gonna have doors in a realistic combat environment, but you get what I mean. But the only glaring discrepancy that I think here comes down to Charlie Intel's mention of this not being more Modern Warfare 2 content that was referred to by Activision. So, I mean, where in the world does this puzzle piece fit in? Is it possible that both could be true, that maybe we end up getting this as a massive content drop from Modern Warfare 2, maybe as a free offering or something, but then there is a standalone premium title of some kind released in conjunction with that, whether it be an annual Call of Duty release, maybe it's that zombie standalone game or something like that, where that has a premium price tag on it. We just do not know, but the prospect of getting these little bits of information definitely pique my interest, and I really want to know more. So now I turn the question over to you. What maps would you like to play on here in Modern Warfare 2 from the original Modern Warfare 2 back from 2009? Is that something that there's anything that stands out to you? Do you like the idea of all of this potentially coming over as a major content addition? I don't know if we can necessarily call it a content drop, but like an addition or extension to the upcoming Modern Warfare 2 this year and into next. Whatever the case, I'd love to get your thoughts, but that is what we're going to call it. That is the extent here of the information at hand. The year 2 of support is absolutely still a major question mark, but it seems like we have some stuff finally coming together that may piece the puzzle together a little bit. We still have a ways to go until we can see that full big picture when we take a step back, but only time will allow us to move back to see that big picture. So that said, that's what we're going to call it. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down below, but if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, or you like the prospect of this potentially happening, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 2. We have so much upcoming again with Call of Duty next in just about 2 weeks time now at this point. Make sure you stick it here for everything as we ramp up towards all that's happening. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.